I am Dr. Doom. Wearing a Fantastic Four shirt because it is time for the new series, The Fantastic Four Files, where we will be covering every Fantastic Four film except that original one that I can't find, leading up to First Steps. And so now we're going rewinding time back to 2005, baby, for the first Fantastic Four movie to hit the big screen, starring Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, Ioan Gruffudd as Reed Richards, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, and Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm. This is the one that tried to bring Marvel's first family to life before the MCU was even a thing. So, was it fantastic? More like fantastically mediocre, if you ask me. But there are some positives. One of the best parts of this film is Chris Evans as the Human Torch. He is cocky, he's charismatic, and brings a real spark, pun intended, to the team.
Look, check it out. Listen. You love this.
It's clobbering time!
It's catchy, right? Isn't that great? That was the prototype!
You can see why Marvel eventually tapped him to be Captain America. He steals every scene that he is in. Michael Chiklis also deserves some praise as Ben Grimm / The Thing. The guy sells the pain of being trapped in a rocky body, and while the suit is kind of clunky by today's standards, it had a certain old school charm. You could tell he was trying to bring some emotional depth to the role. Now, the not so fantastic stuff. First off, the tone is kind of all over the place. The film can't decide if it wants to be a serious superhero origin story or a light family-friendly comedy. And it ends up feeling like an awkward middle ground, and it never really commits to either. Then we have the visual effects, which, yes, I know it's 2005, but even back then, they were kind of underwhelming. Reed Richards' stretching powers looks like something out of a PlayStation 2 cutscene, and don't get me started on that space cloud of a space storm. Jessica Alba, while iconic for the role of Sue Storm, is kind of miscast. Her chemistry with Reed was passable at best, and honestly, they didn't really give her much to do besides turn invisible and occasionally scold Johnny. And the biggest letdown, Dr. Doom. They turn one of Marvel's most iconic villains into a generic, power-hungry businessman with metal skin and weak motivation. Julian McMahon had the charisma, and he does a fantastic job, but the script did not let him be as menacing or that regal doom that comic book fans have come to know. The plot itself is super basic. Astronauts get hit by a space storm of cosmic abilities, and they get powers, and finally come together at the end to fight Dr. Doom. That's kind of it. There's no major plot twists, no depth, just serviceable superhero flicks that didn't really rise above anything that was average. But despite all that, there's still a weird charm to Fantastic Four 2005. It's got that early 2000s superhero movie cheese where studios were still figuring out how to adapt comic books to the big screen. So it's colorful, it's breezy, and if you don't take it too seriously, it's actually a kind of a fun throwback. While not a super great film, it's not a particularly bad film either. It's watchable, occasionally entertaining, and a fascinating relic of Marvel's past before the MCU era began. Chris Evans and Chiklis definitely carry it, and if nothing else, it laid the groundwork for future attempts. Some better, some worse. 2015, when I'm looking at you, we're covering that third.
Say that again?
But for an afternoon superhero fluff, while not being fantastic, it's not forgettable either. So, I will be covering the Rise of the Silver Surfer next, and we'll be doing a full deep dive of all these movies ranked, I guess. I don't know. We might do an MCU ranking at this point. I don't know. I might do that. Just comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this film. Let me know if you want to do those ranking videos, something like that, whenever First Steps comes out. And if you do want a big MCU deep dive ranking, I'm down to do that as well. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts. And with that, like, subscribe for more. And I will catch you guys on the next one.
Now picture that. But everywhere. It was everywhere.